Hey, what is up guys, Shady Rags here, and I finally finished leveling up Ronin to Generation 2, and as I continue on my quest to level up each Titan, Ronin by far has definitely been my favorite. I am an aggressive player, sometimes reckless and out of control, and that describes Ronin exactly. Now Titanfall 2 describes him as a close range attacker with hit and run style attacks, and while I would agree with every bit of that, I found when I took the run out of the equation, that's where I had the most success, but it did come at a price. Ronin's primary weapon is the lead wall shotgun, and that fires 4 large slugs out of each barrel per trigger pull. This gun deals massive horizontal damage at close range. The weapon does have substantial drop-off damage, so the further away you are, the less damage it's going to do. Out of the 4 Titans I've used so far, I've racked up the most enemy pilot kills with Ronin, and that number was almost double to the amount that I got with Scorch, if that's any indication of just how effective lead wall is against other players. And against other Titans, if you are able to land all 4 of those slugs, with all 4 shots, it will deal roughly about 1.5 bars of hit point damage. Now, one of the things that makes Ronin different from the other Titans is they all have these standard melee attacks where Ronin uses a broadsword, and that gives him an extended melee range. That was one of the contributing factors to those increased amount of enemy pilot kills. Now, just because he uses a sword does not mean it does any more damage, and in fact, it does not do any more damage than the other Titan's melee attacks. That's one of the mistakes I made early on. I would get real close to another Titan, and I would immediately get into a punching battle with them. And if you're trading blows with Ion, Scorch, Tone, or Legion, you're just going to lose because they have more health than Ronin. What that sword is perfect for though, due to that extended range, it's going to get you a lot of executions on Doom Titans. Ronin's sword is also able to block a portion of incoming damage. Once his core is available and activated, he switches to a sword, and lead wall is unavailable till sword core completes. That sword now becomes electrified and it does more damage, and Ronin is able to swing the sword faster. He is also able to block additional damage, and his dash is charged faster while the core is active. Arc Wave allows Ronin to swipe his sword across the ground, and it sends out a straight line electrified wall projectile. Anything hit by that arc will be hit with a small amount of damage, and their movement speed will be slowed. It is worth noting that Arc Wall will hit targets through their shields. And the last ability is probably his strongest ability, and that is Phase Dash. Once that's activated, Ronin will phase out of time for a few seconds, and the screen will go black and white. You won't be able to see any enemies, and he's not able to be hit by attacks or attack others while he's in this state. You can use Phase Dash to flank the enemy or as a means of escape, and you can also reload lead wall while you're phased out. There's pretty much 2 ways that you can use Ronin. The first one is as an opportunistic hit and run attacker. Ronin has the highest mobility out of the other Titans, and when you combine that with Dash, you're able to quickly move around the map. You can use that speed to patrol the map, eliminating enemy pilots, trying to flank the other Titans, move in for the sneak attack, and then you're going to look for one-on-one battle opportunities. In a perfect one-on-one scenario, Ronin should be able to destroy any other Titan except for Legion, just by comboing up all the abilities, dashing in, unloading lead wall on the target, using Arc Wave, now either blocking or phase dashing behind the target, reloading lead wall, and then repeating until you're able to execute the other Titan, or activating Sword Core to destroy them. For this type of gameplay, I would use Turbo Engine to have that extra dash available, and Temporal Anomaly, which shortens the cooldown on Phase Dash. The issue I had with this playstyle is, I mean, seriously, how many times is a fight a perfect one-on-one fight? I was constantly dealing with other pilots locking onto me and firing missiles, they're throwing grenades at me, other Titans are joining in the battle, and even if it did end up being a one-on-one, and I did everything perfect, Ronin has such low health that I would come out of that battle either extremely damaged or doomed myself. So unless you're constantly flanking the other players then running away after every fight, that really makes Ronin a one-and-done Titan. When using these Titans, I normally approach it as I'm trying to do as much damage as possible while minimizing the damage to my Titans so I can keep them around. I just totally ditched that philosophy with Ronin, and I decided to use his low health to my advantage and turn him into a shotgun-wielding, sword-swinging nuclear time bomb. For this strategy to work, you want to take nuclear ejection, and for the second, phase reflex. I totally threw the juking and jiving out the window. I dash in on 1, 2, 3, 4 Titans. I don't care. The more the merrier. I just go absolutely crazy, firing off my gun, swinging my sword, just getting all up in their face. Sometimes against one Titan, this is enough to totally confuse the other player and take them out. But most of the time, you do have less health, so you're going to end up going into that doom status first. And with that phase reflex, as soon as you're doomed, Ronin will phase out. That means you cannot be hit and you cannot be executed. But guess what? You can still nuclear eject. And the little trick to this is if you hit them with that nuclear explosion, your Titan's already gone. So any damage you do is going to go towards your new Titan bar. I cannot count the amount of times that I've used this to get 4 or 5 Titans a game. Double kills, triple kills, quad kills. If I put all of them into one video, it would be probably over 4 hours long. This is going to constantly get you kills and points, but there are some catches. For one, when you phase out of that doom status, it is a little bit of a guessing game. You may not always blow them up. Most people do stay in that same place, so I would normally just automatically eject from that same spot. But there are times when you're not going to get anyone. I did try this without temporal anomaly, and it's about a 50-50 chance. The problem is you have about as good a chance at executing them as they do of executing you. At least with temporal anomaly, the only thing that's going to happen is your Titan's going to get destroyed, but they're not going to get the kill on you, and you still have a chance to blow them up. Now, if you did do damage to them, but you didn't blow them up with the nuclear ejection, it is possible you can blow them up from the air with whatever Titan disposing piece of equipment you have. Another little trick for this setup, I would use ticks as your boost. You're possibly going to be getting Titan after Titan, or you're also going to be getting boost after boost. And I found that the ticks boost will stack. So if you get the boost and you have 2 ticks available and you don't use them and then you get it again, you're going to get 4 ticks. The real downfall to all this, when I was playing amped hardpoint on those maps where you have to get out of your Titan to capture the hardpoints, well, I found myself not capturing or defending any of them. And that does hurt your team. Overall, though, I literally had a blast playing Ronin this way. It's pretty awesome to blow up your Titan and then have another ready before you even hit the ground. So go out there, give this a try, and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please hit that thumbs up button. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.